right. So our next candidate is Frippy, who is part of Goonswarm. Frippy, welcome. I'm so glad you joined us today. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your platform in running for CSM19?
My name's Frippy. I am a member of Karma Fleet, which is a member of Swarm. I live in Nullsec, and my platform is that of multi-region wide improvement, not just that of improving Nullsec, which is quite unusual for NOSEC candidates. In terms of what I mean by that, my main areas that I would put forth for improvement would be the new player experience, more opportunities within high sec, and also some reworks within mechanics of some NOSEC activities.
Awesome. I want to dig in a little bit more on your your platform on improving high sec and PVE for new players. What changes are you looking to advocate to make the game more engaging for the PVE side of new player experience?
So the PvE side of new player experience, one of the main ideas I've had is there's already mission agents within the game and the current tutorial that we have. However, they don't teach you a lot of information on how to do certain things like level ones, level twos, level threes. So what I was thinking is in the starting areas in which new players sort of spawn in after you've done another tutorial, have certain mission agents in the stations that teach specific areas of information that are vital to the improvement and development of new players so that they can go forth and complete PvE activities and start earning ISK.
Ah, that's actually pretty brilliant. I like that. You talked about a higher need for a balance between PVE and PvP. What current imbalances do you see, and how do you want to address them?
So I wouldn't say imbalances. It would more be there's a lack of opportunities of PvE within high sec. So I do run quite a lot of PvE level 4 missions within high sec with a couple of my high sec friends, and one of the things they've been begging for is level 5 missions to be introduced to high sec because they hate going
Hmm.
down to low sec because they're just sitting targets there because they're in PvE fit ships and going into low sec. So they've been begging for the introduction of level 5 missions into high sec. Furthermore, I did have the idea of maybe introducing a um, cooperative based, team based PvE activity that is permanent within high sec and across the board, mainly in high sec, to give those players some more activities to do that don't necessarily revolve around mission agents.
Interesting. I think so. The home fronts are kind of like that, but I don't know if they hit the mark completely on home fronts. So
Yeah,
it'd
yeah,
be an area
that's what
to.
I'm saying. In terms of home fronts, I mean, it's a good start, but it could be developed into something that's more enticing because at the end of the day, people in high sec want bit more things to do and better loot to get, and they want more money to make. So if you were to introduce more enticing rewards for team-based activities, then it would be a great incentive. And I have had some sort of backlash against that by saying, well, what if people just multi-box? Well, then that's just a part of the game that apparently people have to get used to. And I don't know if there's a way to combat that, but at the end of the day, if people multi-box, they multi-box.
Yeah, I can see that. I would think the home fronts. I don't know if I would multi-box the home fronts in particular, but I could see that being an issue. Um, I know that you have experience in all regions of the game. Um, how do you ensure that what you are looking to propose wouldn't favor an area such as null sec or over others like high sec or low sec?
Well, one of the points in my forum post is improving the trade regions of Heck and Rens. um, because they are sort of region-wide big trade hubs that don't get enough love. And the changes I would like to implement would be maybe by lowering the tax rates there so they're more favourable than going to Jita.
Hmm.
And if you improved Heck and Rens, the high sec, low sec, and surrounding null sec areas would all benefit from that because they'd have a new trade or two new trade hubs to go to. to, buy their wares and sell their stuff, that wouldn't necessarily be a detriment to any region of the game, but more of an improvement to all three.
Sure. Um, in in terms of small groups, and I feel like this is kind of a theme with all of the CSM candidates, so it's nice that we're asking this in multiple interviews. But for helping small corporations thrive, particularly in competitive spaces like nullsec, what changes would you suggest there?
So, I've never run a corporation before, so my knowledge of corporation running and how to improve corporations is a little bit rusty. So, in terms of how you would help a corporation thrive in a space like nullsec without having sort of bend the knee to a massive null block alliance, I guess they'd need a big amount of numbers behind them so that they could then go forth and maybe join forces with one of the smaller coalitions and sort of help integrate themselves into nullsec before maybe going towards independence.
Okay. And just to wrap up our round of questions with you, how do you see CCP making the transitions for new players from high sec into other areas of the game more seamless and perhaps more rewarding for them?
Like I said earlier, just if we improve the new player experience and the onboarding to E for new players in terms of them learning more information about the game and how to play the game, and so that their skills and their ISK go up whilst they're in high sec, they would be more inclined to sort of reach out and expand their sort of position into places like nullsec by joining nullsec corporations and alliances, just by the fact that their experience within high sec has benefited them, so that they can go down to nullsec.
Nice. Any other thoughts or anything you would like to share with us before we wrap up with you?
I just want to say good luck to the rest of the candidates, and thank you for having me. It's been
All
nice.
right. Thank you for joining us today. Again, y'all, this is not going to be a great transition. I apologize in advance. Frippyy, we'll see you again soon.
Thank you very much.